I've been rescuing animals for the last 11 to 12 years. I have done it in the Middle East and now I'm doing it in India. Most of the NGOs and the ambulances and the people working with welfare are over flooded with cases. The best one could do is immediately do the treatment on spot and prevent the wound from turning into a big nasty wound. So here is the first aid kit. It's got a very nice handy pouch. Mebromem solution actually helps in healing lacerations, wounds, scratches, general superficial bites as well. Now the application, if a feeder can apply, the feeder can apply it regularly by using a cotton, putting some on the cotton on and directly applying it on the wound, or putting it by either squeezing if the dog or the animal is not friendly. Now this application can be used on cats only on wounds that are around the body and not on the face. This is also a very good application for general healing, even if it is a surgical, for dogs that are sterilized or for cats that are sterilized. It's for surgical healing. It does a great work. For those who have animals that are non-friendly, the very way to do it is to open this bottle and there's a squeezer nozzle over here. To squeeze the bottle and apply it directly onto the wound. The best way to apply if an animal is not friendly is to place food on the floor or in a container and to stand on the overhead and squeeze the bottle, by applying pressure, squeeze it directly. Now the animal can get startled the moment you squeeze it, but make sure that you squeeze enough so that the medicine is already into the wound. Hemax is a broad spectrum cream. It actually helps in keeping flies away. This cream can be applied onto wounds, but it can be applied regularly as well. Animals tend to not lick onto this because it's got an awful smell that deters both flies and animals or other animals from licking the wound. Now feeders who have animals that are injured and have wounds of them, the first thing that they can apply is the Mebromem solution, and on the side of the wound they can apply Hemax because that will deter the flies from sitting onto the wounds. This cannot be applied on cats. Luraxin is an antiseptic antibacterial cream. It can be applied on cows, goats, dogs, camel and horses. It also helps to keep the flies away from the wound. Luraxin is one of a broad spectrum Ayurvedic medicine which helps in healing and generating tissues against with the wound. It also helps in small bites, lacerations, in quick healing. Luraxin, if a feeder is applying Luraxin on a wound, it must be applied twice a day or once a day, making sure there is proper dressing done after the medicine has been applied. Scavon is an antibacterial and a wound healing cream. This also has an agent in it which helps to deter or keep flies away that lay eggs into the wound. If a dog is having any skin allergy or a skin infection caused due to bacteria, it actually helps to heal the wound. Do not apply Scavon cream on cats. Negacent powder is a great powder, and because it has got a nozzle, it is usually very handy for treating treating general infections as well as wounds that already have maggots in this. The moment this powder is applied, maggots start popping out of the wound and it helps in healing the wound. If it is a feeder's animal, it has to be regularly applied and cleaned with betadine. This powder cannot be applied on cats, and it can be very toxic if the cat has licked it. This powder can be applied on camels, sheep, goats, horses, dogs and pigs. The main component helps in even keeping the flies from stinging around the wound. If it is a free roaming animal and you think it is very difficult to apply, feed the food. You can either put this on a handkerchief or a piece of cloth and dust it directly onto the wound. Neosporin is a powder for wounds, lacerations, major wounds, also small minor wounds. It also helps if an animal is biting into his wound, into his or her wound. Now this has to be applied regularly because this is an antiseptic agent and it doesn't have a fly repellent. It has to be applied regularly. It is helpful for the animals that are either on the run or also for animals that are under the feeder program. It will only do the treatment for a day or two, but post that it needs further treatment with other antibacterial creams or antifungal creams. This powder Neosporin can be used on dogs, cats, cows, goats. Natural herb oil is an antiseptic Ayurvedic oil that can help in healing wounds, deep wounds actually, and also normal skin irritations. It also prevents, because it has got a neem content in it, it prevents lice, ticks, fleas and flies to roam around an animal's body which has wounds. Also it prevents from fleas and ticks sitting onto an animal. This oil can be used on all kind of animals, not only dogs or cats. Just make sure that because it's got extensive oil content, avoid using it around the face. If you notice an injured animal, this is the only way to bring the animal closer to you. For dogs, use wet dog pouch food, which could be Pedigree, Jurhai or any of these brands. For a cat, use Whiskas, Shizer, any other brands that you think that you have handy with, or just chicken. For cows, you can use vegetables or bananas or rotis. For any other animals apart from cows, that will be a pig or a goat, you can use vegetables to bring them closer.